Guys, I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling right now after looking at Big Brother tonight. I'm feeling like I'm in an alternate reality time machine. This HOH was strictly a repeat reign. We just had a different head of household. It's beyond me. I can't even fathom what's going on in Lauren's head. I like Lauren. I think ultimately she has positioned herself well. I don't think she's a great player or anything like that, but she's positioned herself well to the point that she's not on anyone's radar, so to speak. But I think her head of household this week is going to mess up her chances of winning $750,000 if she was to make it to final two. What I can say about Lauren is it doesn't make sense that she tried so hard to become head of household. What's going on? Why are so many of the head of households putting up floaters or people who are not really showing anything in the game right now? I do understand that sometimes you want people who play the game to be in the game. My thing is that the goal is to win that $750,000, right? And in order for you to win that $750,000, you have to make sure that you're positioned well in the game. So again, I ask, why did Lauren vie so hard for the head of household if she was too afraid to carry out the responsibilities of head of household? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why vie for head of household, sit back and say, oh, I'm so afraid, I don't want to put anybody up, I don't want to ruffle any feathers? Then you shouldn't have went out for head of household so early in the game then. Sit back, let other people get lessen the house for the rest of you guys, and then you jump in and start doing what you have to do. Then you jump in and try and vie hard for the head of household. What's the purpose of being head of household if you're not going to do what you need to do to better your game? I mean, yeah, being head of household is a way for you to remain safe for 1 week, but that's just 1 week. The sole purpose of head of household is twofold. One, to make moves that will get people out of the house who threaten your game. Get people out of the house who threatens your making it to final two, final four, whatever. But I say final two, so you can have that opportunity of winning that $750,000. And two, when you're head of household, you want to be able to make deals that will secure most definitely your game for at least 1 week. But most times you can try for at least 2 weeks of security by making deals with different people in the house. I won't put you up if you won't put me up, because let's face it, you get head of household 1 week, the very next week you are vulnerable as all get out because you can't play in the head of household competition. So you want to be able to secure yourself. So you make those deals. So again, I ask, why in the world is Lauren vying for it if she's too afraid to make those bold moves? Now, with that being said, something else she did that really made absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it seems to be a trend in that house, and that she's going around to all of the house guests asking them if they want to go on the block. Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Since when does the rest of the households, of the house guests, make the decision whether or not they go on a block or not? This is your head of household. You have the authority. It's your time to shine. It's your time to make your game pop. So take that by the rein and go with it. Do what you have to do. I'm not asking nobody, do you want to go up? Because quite frankly, it's a crazy thing to do. Who do you know, besides Crazy Kelly, is going to say, yeah, put me up on the block. That doesn't make sense because everybody know pawns go home. So you don't ask people if they want to go on the block because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say, no, I don't want to go on the block. And another thing, if you ask them and they say no, why are you putting them up on the block anyway? And then you think you're going to be safe with this person? I know if I was in that house and you ask me if I want to go on the block, I'm going to tell you no. But if you turn around and put me on the block, I'm going to smile, be sweet, and make you think everything is okay. I understand. Oh, no, I know what position you're in. I understand. I'll tell you that, yeah. But guess what? I will be fighting like I don't know what to get that next head of household. And best believe I'm going to execute my plan. And you will be out of the house. The next house guest evicted from the Big Brother house. Yes, indeed. Why are they all? It seems to be the trend. And I don't understand why. Y'all need to start, they need to start acting right. Play the game. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. They need to start making bold moves. You're making this season kind of wah. At least for me, it is. I like to see people go at it, and vie for that $750,000. Show that you deserve that $750,000. I don't like to see people who just go float on by and walk away with $750,000. I mean, it's a gameplay. It's a strategy. If you know what you're doing, because a lot of times floaters can't make it. I think putting up 3, I don't want to say clueless, but 3, I really don't want to say floaters because I don't think Kelly is really a floater because she's doing what she needs to do to get herself off the block. Although this time she was not successful. Every time, Paprika was mentioning this to me before. Every time she volunteers to go up on the block, when they put her on there, she starts crying. What are you crying for, girl? You volunteered. And that takes me to something else she said today. She asked, talking about they all better be ready to pay back. They all better be ready to pay back because she went on the block for them. Are you delusional? You did not go on the block for them. They didn't come to you and say, hey, would you go on the block for me? Even with Lil Lauren, who's going around asking everybody, you didn't even allow her to ask you. You just say, I'll go on the block for you. You don't do that. And since you did that, no, they don't owe you anything. You volunteered to go on the block. So you weren't doing them no favors. True enough, they'll capitalize on it. Who wouldn't? Some crazy person come to me and say, hey, put me on the block. Okay, go on the block. And then I'll put my other 2 people on the block that I want out there who I feel is a threat to me. That's one last person. Because a lot of times you want to go for one person. Sometimes it's 2 people if they're aligned. But 3 people, you need a scapegoat at that point. Somebody that's just going to go and fill a seat for you so you won't ruffle any feathers right away until you're ready to pounce. So I do get that. But Kelly, if you offer it, of course they're going to accept it because that's less blood on their hands. They don't have to get any blood on their hands. So sure, you go get on the block. Look, even your final 2 did it. Vince, he said, yeah, go for it. I admire the fact that he tried not to, but I also turn around and say, well, he was wrong. That's your final 2. Why would you want your final 2 on the block? If your final 2 go home, that weakens you because you don't have your rock, that person who you can count on throughout the game. Come on, people, you got to start using your head. Y'all are saying y'all are super fans. Y'all watch the show and y'all gonna come in here and do this and do that, and I am waiting. Shell is waiting. Another thing, just as was the case with Jimmy, she had an opportunity to redeem herself. When Keanu won the power of veto and she had to put up a replacement nominee, it fell in her lap, a reason for her to do so. She was talking to Rachel, come up in her HOH room, trying to help Ashley out, throwing her weight around like she's somebody. Lauren herself said she felt like Rachel was rude the way she talked about her final two person. And then she told her final two person, Vince, that Rachel was gunning for her. I am lost. If Rachel is gunning for your final two, why didn't you put her up on the block? Why would you go with an easy replacement in Adrian? That doesn't make no sense whatsoever. I tell you what I do like about the that situation. When Mickey went into the room, the girl is smart. I really like the way she handled that, because she didn't go in there like Amy did when she was vying for Ashley. Instead, what she did was she did it in a general way. She made Lauren feel like, I have your best interest at heart. Oh, this is your HOH. You do what you want to do. This is not the first time Mickey did that. She approached Jimmy the same way, whereas Morgan was so fed up about it. Yeah, Mickey was too, but Mickey didn't dare go to him and try and tell him he's doing the wrong thing, or try and take his HOH away from him. It's his HOH. He do what he want to do. But she let him know, that's fine, you do what you want to do. She just has to wait for when she gets at a household and she can do what she wants to do. But I really liked how she handled Lauren and handled that situation. She used the fact of the girls. She said, you'll have the girls that won't like it. She told her to think about where she would get the least amount of blood on her hands. With Adrian isn't really aligned with too many people. Of course, they don't know about the alliance that he has with Zach and them, but their alliance isn't that big anyway. But the girls, they got a lot of girls up in there left, and they are closely aligned, all of them. So her bringing it up in that way, Lauren didn't feel some type of way about it, like she felt about Rachel, right? Because Rachel came in there as if she owned the Big Brother house, like trying to instill fear in people. Mickey did do that on the sly, which is why on the live feeds, Lauren was saying something about them being bullies, the girls being bullies, but because she was able to pick up on it a little bit, because she's a smart cookie too. It's just that she's not handling her HOH like she should. You know, I think she needs to be a little bit more in your face at the appropriate times, and being HOH is the appropriate time. That's the time you show people that, hey, I deserve to be in the running for the $750,000. Because even if she by some chance wind up being in the final two, I don't think she'd be able to pull it off, because they would say, well, what did you do? If she doesn't get another head of household competition under her belt and redeem herself and put up targets, big targets, then they're going to say, what did you do to deserve? Why should I give you the $750,000? Why should I give you my vote? You know, she needs to redeem herself. It's as simple as that. Putting up another safe choice just was not the thing that will help propel her to the final two. And she should have been able to clearly see that. I'm going to end with Keanu, his smart moment, and his say what now? I'll start with his say what now. What I didn't understand about Keanu in the game for this episode, he was going around trying to get people, well, not everybody, but he was trying to see if people would, if they win the veto, whether or not they would use it on him. And Adrian in particular told him, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I will use it. And he then said he would have to wait to see what happened to talk more about it. And Keanu decided to say that the house guests are selfish. Say what now? How in the world he's going to call the house guests selfish? Do you not remember standing before every one of those house guests remaining in that house and telling them that you are going to pick them off one by one? They're supposed to just forget that and now turn around and help your game? Are you delusional? That's the thing in this house. They got a lot of delusional people. But that was his say what now moment. Are you kidding me? You expect people that you told you were gunning for are going to pick them off. You expect them to help your game, take you off the block. Why would I take you off the block? You announced yourself to be my threat and everybody else's threat in the game. So no, I'm not using it on you. You done lost your mind. Now his smart move, I think what his smart move was is when he won the veto, therefore won that movie bonus, his selection was on point. I mean, that was a very smart move, and it proved to be because we heard what Rachel said and we heard what Jimmy said. Now they can see that he's not vindictive, that he's not retaliatory, and that maybe I can try to trust him again. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's a step in the right direction. So I think it was indeed a smart move. And as a matter of fact, this episode for me was kind of boring, and that made the episode for me. It made watching that episode durable. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's where I ended. And until the next video, happy Big Brother vibes, y'all.